don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this,
make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no...
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Redline Racing Network. It is Friday night. We are fired up, and that means it is time for the Friday Night Lights to send it here in the Valley of the Sun, the first short track of the season. So strap grandma in. Make sure you got plenty of kernel-free popcorn. It's about to get rowdy in the desert. Is this field? Oh, it's racked, stacked, and it's full of all-stars from the front all the way to the back. 37 drivers strong. That's what we have about to unfold here tonight as we get ready to let it rip tater chip Cletus McFarland style. Want to welcome all of you in. DJ Daniel joining me here momentarily. So we currently have one extra pace lap added. Lights are going to go out on that iRacing.com pace car, which means we are getting to the live action here next time by. Let's take a quick peek at tonight's race information. Weather, 73 degrees ambient air temperature, 25% water drain. A little more humidity than you would think for this area, but that's what it is. Cloudy skies, that's going to keep the track temp down just a little bit. Winds out of the west at 11 miles an hour. That pace car is going to pull off, and here we go. Remember, folks, this little bit of a stint here till we get to that Geico restart zone. So the restart process a little elongated here. Typically, that what you may be used to is that field now enters the turns 3 complex. Go ahead and throw that ticker up on the board so y'all can follow along at home. Green flag in the air. Bryson Hixenbaugh's going to drop the hammer, and it's a John Force special side-by-side. Everyone using all of the dog leg as we are fast and furious here at Phoenix for the first time this evening. And it's still side-by-side forward affair here on the front row. Oh, we got trouble. Caution on the racetrack. And this being lap 1, this may give timing and scoring some fits. We'll have to see if race control is able to get this sorted out or if it's going to take a little bit of time here. But it did not take long for shots to be fired here on the opening lap. That is correct. Is DJ now entering the back door of the booth? However, they cannot hear you yet, DJ. Only I can hear you. Still waiting for timing and scoring black box notification here to catch up. I know I seen smoking. I didn't see any race cars get yeeted off of the surface. That is going to throw an official caution here, so we got some time, so we're going to have to go manual mode here. Engage the VHS playback, or rewind, I should say, to find out what went wrong here. Yeah, that's not right. I don't know what that is, guys. Why am I loaded up? Who sent me to the cutaway car? Well, that's different. This is a first. Folks, give me 10 seconds. We're going to get this sorted. Well, that was certainly the first time that has happened to me. I don't know who wants to be funny on the controls or send me to the Redline Racing Network cutaway car there. Well, I'm trying to call a race, but thank you guys. That was very kind of you. Just went green flag. Caution immediately followed. Did not get one lap in under lean, mean, and green conditions before that caution flew again. There was something that went amiss. Perhaps around that 15th to 21st place position. Not quite sure exactly what that was. Obviously, race control didn't like it. They threw the yellow. And that'll get you caught up to speed as to where we are right now. Lights back out on that iRacing.com pace car. Charles in the 64 being scored as the leader. Hixenbaugh going to restart in the outside lane. Remember how good he was last week. So here we go for attempt number 2. As the pace car is going to take that long extended drive down pit lane here. Ford on Chevrolet action on the front row. Then you're going to have John Kelly in the 04 machine rolling off here third. McWhorter's going to restart in fourth, and Alex Brinson going to restart here in fifth. We now approach the Geico restart zone. Hixenbaugh is going to get skunked. Whoa, what a restart there by the 64. He caught him on the snoozer. He's going to shoot away clean here. that Team Connie sponsored Camaro, and it is almost 3 wide behind him. As the Hornets' nest is now brewing for that second place position, John Kelly. And another caution. I'm hearing one of the drivers potentially claiming a netcode incident on the racetrack. And it's deja vu all over again. The initial start wiped by a yellow flag. Another great restart here, especially out of the 64 camp, as he went a fast lap of the race as well. That was a screamer, a 31-31. And boom shakalaka, yellow flag comes back out again. As we now slow things back down to a snail's pace here in the desert. Again, DJ Daniel will be joining me here momentarily up in the booth. Looking for some type of an indication here as to what may have happened out there on the racetrack. Clearly, if one of the drivers are saying netcode, something happened. However, it's whatever it wasn't enough to trigger, at least here in the on my end, is potentially what happened. So, thank you, DJ. Yep, that is correct. When you are ready, we'll go ahead and I'll turn that channel on as well, sir. Again, lightning strikes twice here in the early going at Phoenix. The initial green flag, slapped by a caution. The 64 gets a great restart only. They have that wiped off the face of the earth by another caution flag. And again, this is the first short track for these guys of the season. A racetrack, these guys haven't had necessarily seat time or track time with everyone on the racetrack at once. This racetrack, it's tough, it's treacherous. The dog leg is open. There's another catalyst that can throw a monkey wrench in your plans, especially if you go down there and don't have a lane to come back up onto the racing surface. Because we've had some altercations now 2 times tonight that have popped off towards the later half of the field. So those lights now go out on that iRacing.com pace car. Let's hope the third time is the charm. The 04 and the 64. They're going to duel it out here. Now approaching the Geico restart zone. John Kelly, the outside lane in that green Camaro. And Charles is going to do it again. That car takes off like it has 1,000 horsepower and all-wheel drive. He is down and away. That 64 is a restart machine. John hemorrhaging some spots on the outside lane there as Bryson Hixenbaugh going to retake second place position. So now it's Chevrolet, the Ford of Hixenbaugh, and then you have the 73 of McWhorter. It's getting some pressure there from John Kelly. He's going to put it back in line as the 73 is going to stay on the attack here, that being McWhorter. He's trying to slipstream Hixenbaugh back, and does. Joining me now in the Tony Trepass Memorial broadcast booth, the man, the myth, the legend, DJ, what's shaking, Daniel? How the heck are you tonight, buddy?
What's happening, man? How you doing?
Man, we are living right now, man. We are ready to rock. We're here in the desert, as you know. And an interesting twist to start this race off. 1 lap under, not even a lap under green flag conditions, 2 cautions. The third time we get it right. And we are now trending towards a single file configuration here right now, at least up towards the top 10 or 15 so cars. Charles Velquez Jr. leads. McWhorter's running in second. Hicksonbaugh, you remember that name from last week, in third. John Kelly in fourth. And Jordan Pearson going to round out the top 5. So we now have 12 laps written into the history books here on Redline Racing Network, bud.
That 73 car is fast.
You know, when is McWhorter not fast? I think is the better question.
I know, right?
All these guys are quick. You know, when we've had an ability to broadcast and cover a lot of different competitions throughout these iRacing.com servers, and I don't think you will find a field as stacked with talent as you will see here in the full cup length challenge, whether that's tonight here in the Xfinity series or tonight.
Ooh, the 64 just got the wall.
Well, that's one way to.
I mean, look at the 73 just turn. Look at it cut down the track.
It
is hard to get a car to do that here.
It is, but DJ, how much of a premium do you pay in the Goodyear department getting that car to make those moves like that? I understand, you know, it's going to be good, especially in the early going when they're Dr. Feelgoods, but how bad does that hurt you over the course of a long tire run?
Here we go. We got a battle for the lead.
We'll keep the questions for later. McWhorter just wants to keep it real in the field, and I love it.
You know, in the fixed setups, that would shred your tires, but, I mean, this is open set, and I don't really know much about these, so you never really know. He could be doing that for 100 laps, and you wouldn't even know it.
Well, I'll tell you what, all these setup shops, they all have their masterminds. Team Connie always is going to have a bad, fast setup as Team Watson. They're all really evenly matched. I know each shop, per se, has their specialties, but, you know, you're not going to go wrong working with any one of these speed shops. They all do a darn good job at it. But I think for the most...
just murdered his way on by the 64. He's driving away now.
Almost served up a wing splitter there. I mean, McWhorter wasted no time getting to the lead, so clearly you can see what his game plan is. Get to the front and stay there.
Well, also, he may know his setup or his car isn't great on the long run. He's trying to take advantage of this short run we got here.
Well, that would be a first if McWhorter wasn't good over the long run. At least it was my time up here at the booth. You never know. It is Phoenix. This track is a little bit different than the normal flavor of facility that we typically see at the 1 mile length. 1 and 2 are not like 3 and 4. You have these long sweeping corners and not a lot of banking to deal with, and then you have that ever so dreaded dog leg. Some people love it, other drivers hate it, and that is open. We do have that option as well tonight, DJ.
I'm just saying, man, that 73 car, man, he's so good right now.
In fact, let's go.
I wish my car would drive like this at Phoenix.
Yeah, that makes 2 of us. In fact, now Velquez may be under siege here. In the closing moments from Hicksonbaugh, who has dialed the pressure back up on the 64. Let's jump down trackside. Let's go on board with McWhorter for the first time this evening. DJ, you said his car was vibing, so let's take it right down to him. Let's join him on board. What do you say?
Oh, man, you know that car is good when we're sitting here telling you outside of the car watching him.
Out of St. Roberts, I believe, Missouri. And I love how he says he always wants to go fast, but he always is going fast. You know, wanting and doing are 2 different things, and he seems to be able to do whatever he wants when he wants it. I don't know about you, DJ, but I don't have that ability.
Sometimes I do, but I don't know. That's a hard combination.
It certainly is. Usually it's one or the other, but he has figured out and mastered the 2. As you now look out the bumper cam, or the GoPro action cam, as I like to call it, back at the Camaro. And look at that fast and furious action here at Phoenix. You can see Hicksonbaugh peaked low. Now he's looking high. The 64 really going to drive it deep in the corner, but that's going to allow McWhorter to get that run.
Wow, look at
off.
the exit. Oh.
And not only his exit, then you have Hicksonbaugh behind him. who's on a tear right now. I mean, he just made quick work of the 64 like he wasn't even there.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh, Higginbotham's coming.
Yeah, he has hit the go-go button in that 63 machine. It has been a gunslinger here at the front of this field through 24 laps of competition. Biggest mover of the race inside the top 10 is your leader, without question. You may have guessed it, McWhorter. And then once you get outside of the top 10, as Cody Warner pulls onto that 10th place position, up 14 positions. They don't call him Eaton for nothing. Charles doing what he does best, and that is Eaton positions out there on the racetrack. DJ, he is up 14 already.
Lord.
And if that's not enough for you, there's another driver coming from the next county over, Cody Bird, saying, Charles, if you can do it, I can do it too. And he's up 14 positions as well. Both these drivers have cracked the top 20. Cody Bird in 19th and Charles Eaton in 17th. That is impressive for those two drivers. Ones to watch for sure. As you know, DJ, those cars will be harder and harder to pass as they get further towards the point. But that is some way to kick off your race.
I'll tell you what, man, that's not easy. A lot of these guys are aliens. That's what we're going to say, aliens.
Very Ford compared to There's Matthew Wheeler. Wonder if he has any relation to Austin Wheeler from our league out of West Palm Beach, Florida. There's another guy that's literally a hop, skip, and a jump for me there in the 40 machine. Having a great run here inside the top 10 in that 8th place position. You know, DJ,
Joseph Perry's great center through exit speed, but he's losing so much speed on entry to the 63, and you got to think if it's late in the race, that might be a concern.
it absolutely could be.
They're not going to be afraid to use that chrome horn, and we've seen it.
I swear some of these drivers reinforce it as here goes Higginbotham.
That's what I'm saying, man. You see how much speed he's losing on entry?
Did you see him drift the exit of that quarter?
Yeah, he's trying. He's trying his best right now.
If I would have tried to do that, that would have been a race car ready for the garbage can.
Well, at least you can save these cars. You can't save the next gens, man.
Well, that's true too, and I guess that's the bad part when all the time you get on the racetrack is primarily in one race car. But you're right. This is still a solid rear axle. This is right rear eating good in the neighborhood stuff with an age pattern. These cars are are savable. If you like a loose machine, this is what you want to be in. You can really skate this race car, drive it off the right rear. Or the next gen, it's a little bit more of a delicate process, isn't it, DJ?
Yeah. Loose is fast if you can hold on to it.
Loose is fast and on the verge of out of control, and probably one of the most realistic statements out of the movie, which feels like it's been decades now since it has come out and the sport has grown and changed so much. Maybe a Days of Thunder 2, we'll have to see.
I love the patience I'm seeing out of Higginbotham right now. He knows it's early, he ain't got to push the issue, and he knows he's probably got a better car right now, but he's just riding, man. He's waiting for the 73 to open the door.
Well, as he's opening the door, he's opening up drift mode again. I mean, every time the 63 comes out of that turn, that car looks like Sam Hornish Jr. in the COT era at Charlotte at the All-Star race.
And we're coming up on lap traffic here, so this is going to get a little hairy.
Yeah, if we go up to the eye in the sky here, a blimp cam should show us that lap traffic. Actually, it's just out of the frame. But as DJ was saying, lap traffic just ahead. There's the first car going through the Geico restart zone. So that's about probably a second on the racetrack before your leaders are going to have to contend and deal with their first car in front of them.
Yeah, they're closing fast, though.
Big time closing right here. And not only that, Bryson Hixenbaugh.
Oh, here goes the crossover right here. He's gonna. Oh, he's gonna wait.
Wow, look at the dive to the bottom. How
You
did they?
seen him thinking about it.
Well, he did. He went through the block on the high side of the racetrack, and then he just crossed it right over. How do they get these cars to rotate like that? Oh, just as I say that, he gets into the fence.
He's running that Kyle Larson line.
There.
Whoa, look, he's sideways. Oh, man.
I mean, there's letting it hang out and letting it. That's about. I don't know how much further you want to take it than that, DJ.
Oh, this puppy's slick right now, ain't it?
Let's take a quick peek here at the track temperature. I know we just looked at it not that long ago, but hey, it's Phoenix. The sun is out, and things can change quick, fast, and in a hurry. We'll pop that up in the right-hand corner of the screen.
And the 64 is running these boys back down.
That Charles perhaps just letting them eat their stuff up and saving those good years. Track temp right now is only 89 degrees.
Really?
That is it. You wouldn't think
That's
it.
it?
That's it.
Oh, man, what in the world?
But you also got to look at the lap times they're running right now, too. I mean, these guys are still sub 29-second lap times right now. In fact, they're on the shorter end of the stick in the 28s. 28:40 for McWhorter, Hixenbaugh at 28:38. Jordan Peterson, last time by at 28:55. So these drivers are still putting up some very competitive lap times.
We're really about to find out how this dirty air is going to affect Joseph's car.
You and I are on the same page, is that lap car is now there right in front of the 73, who is fighting tooth and nail to try and get a moment just to catch his breath. Oh, get skinny. That was inches from disaster there, DJ.
I will say, these lap cars are playing a lot nicer than I would.
We're live. We're live on air.
You know me, Matt.
We're live on air. We're not going to talk about what happened a couple days ago. We'll save that for other times when we don't have other people don't have the ability to hear all that stuff. But anyways, McWhorter's doing a great job here, holding off Hixenbaugh. Clearly, he wants the lead, and
Ooh, look at the 64. Oh, man.
well, that's the nice part about if you're in the 64's position right now, right? You're just riding behind these two and watching them, have a heavyweight knockout battle between two of them, and the 64 is not really having to use up his tires. I mean, look at them. Go ahead.
And all he's got to do is let these guys battle.
That's it. He just
Look, there it is. Slide jump! Slide jump! Look at it! Oh, he's not able to do it.
If he did, it would have been King Kong KO time for both those guys, and that wouldn't have been good. He had to roll out of the throttle there. But yeah, he was trying to dial up the Louisville slider, as you said. Just did not have enough momentum there to make it happen.
You got to drive it in there a little bit harder than that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the back of that race car, the 73, is stepping out almost every time through that section. I don't know how much harder you can send it in there. Is now, if they don't have the close quarters action of the two cars just racing their guts out for position, now you throw lap traffic into the mix. It was almost 3 wide there momentarily.
Yeah, right now for the 64 car, cue the Jaws music.
We'll create a button for that next week. That's a good idea. I think we can pull that off. This has been a heavyweight championship battle between McWhorter, Hixenbaugh, Charles there in that third place position. The front three here have just been throwing haymakers and everything else at each other. And it's only lap 43. We're not even to lap 100 yet, and we're driving like this.
Here it is. He's going to go to the bottom.
I don't know if that car is going to stick that Mustang. He's going to try to get the turn down there. How did he make the turn? That is incredible. This is some driving right now out of these drivers.
Pit entrances are closed, so I think we're racing for the stage here.
That is correct. Pit entrances just went dormant, which means you cannot come down pit road right now. If you do...
Did you see that back there? The 64 jumped in front of that lap car, it looked like.
Yeah, the 64 jumped out and up in front of that salami there and went up there and slapped the wall. A little bit of
Ball's trying, buddy.
He refuses to die.
Does he? Oh, he's going to try it again.
Oh, the 73 slip, McWhorter slip. That's going to give him the quarter. What a power move on the outside by the McWhorter of the 73. I thought Hixenbaugh had him.
Does he use the chrome horn? No, he's not close enough.
You can't do that coming to the first stage, can you? I mean, do you want to do that?
But these guys have way higher iRatings than I do, and that is one of the reasons.
Look, iRating, yes.
I don't have much patience.
I don't think you want to deploy smash to pass just yet. There's a lot of laps to go with this, but how about that battle for stage one between McWhorter, Hixenbaugh, Charles Velquez, Jordan Peterson, Alex Princeton? That's your top five. John Kelly's going to come across the line in sixth. Then you have Hunter Truel in the 71 in seventh. Matthew Wheeler up 4 spots in eighth. Ryan Strunk in the 77. That's going to be good for a ninth place finish at the stage. And rounding out your top 10, Cody Warner in the 72. And my God, what a show from these guys.
Cars coming down pit road.
Yeah, pit road just became the hottest spot in the joint, and everyone on the lead lap is packing right now. DJ, we seen last week how important pit road time and how much time you spent in your pit stall, how critical it was even under yellow flag conditions. And I think that could be a similar story here tonight as well.
Can't make any silly mistakes.
Virtually every pit stall has a car shoved in it right now. 30 cars currently on pit road. Is the mad race coming off of pit road now? The hot spot on the racetrack. And why not? Of course, it was going to be side by side between Hixenbaugh and McWhorter. DJ, I don't know who won that one off pit road. In fact, we're going to rewind this here. Take a look at this.
73 is slowing. Did he get a penalty?
That was well, again, that penalty is going to erase what we just saw there, but that was a heck of a race off of pit road.
Yeah, the 73 is going back to the tail of the field. Looks like.
Well, that tells me there was a penalty administered.
And what did I just say, Matt? You can't make any silly mistakes.
The one thing you can't do.
I did that the other night.
Well, we both did.
Yeah.
We had some help, though, too. But, hey, a mistake is a mistake. We stepped on our lug nuts, and we paid the price for it.
But that's a rare mistake out of the 73 camp.
This one hurts. I mean, you go up there, riding the highs of that battle that you just put out there on the racetrack, knowing you're putting on a show and having a blast doing it. Come down pit road, and your life blows up in front of your face. And now we watch McWhorter take the ride all the way back to the rear with the gear. And seeing as there's still north of 30 cars on the lead lap, he is going to be absolutely buried back in this running order.
Well, he knows he's got the car to do it. As Hixenbaugh wastes no time.
Green flag back in the air. Let's do this one more time.
We got a new player up here, the 14. Is that Jordan Person?
Jordan Person in that 14 machine. Furthest forward he's been. He restarted in that second place position. He's going to be in that.
Oh, we got another yellow.
Dalen Llewellyn may have had his night destroyed here. There's a driver we've talked about a lot the past couple weeks.
Yeah, you were talking about that dog leg earlier, Matt. That it's such a game changer on restarts. It's pretty much just who has the balls to go lower,
Who has the balls, or sometimes who has the luck as well. That comes into play.
or as my dad would say, who has the most hair on their nuts.
Well, he's talking about pistachios, folks. That I can tell.
Yeah.
Daniel Llewellyn here in the 07 being painted as, okay, it's going to pop off in front of the 07. There's smoke in front of him.
Look at who's back in the top 5 here, though. 4, John Kelly. He had a solid run last week.
So that there is going to put out the caution. Well, the caution is currently displayed live on the racetrack. We still got time here, so we're going to use it for replay purposes. So whatever happened to Llewellyn happened in front of him, so let's jump on board with him. Now let's roll playback and see what went wrong here. Oh, two cars packed it into each other, and he's going to arc a brake right into him. Oh, great job there jumping on the binders the last minute there. All that tire smoke made it really difficult for him to see through there.
You know, that is one of the most awkward things in racing, period. Is when you have to jam the brakes and stop behind cars, and you're just sitting there staring at each other, and you're like, are you going to go, or am I going? Like...
Yeah, and I take that turn back. That was not an arc brake.
He kind of used the wall to slow himself down. That was smart. He didn't tear it up either.
You know, looking at it real time, easy for me to say, well, that's an arc brake. You know what? When you're in that race car and all the dynamics, all the variables real time, when you have that heavy smoke, he couldn't see those two cars stopped at the top of the wall there until it was almost too late. He did a great job of getting that car wound up.
Yeah, everything on this racetrack happens so fast. It can be over in a half a second, like.
Absolutely, 100%.
1 second you're fine, and then another half a second later, the field's wrecked in front of you, and you ain't got nowhere to go. And we can't really do that justice broadcasting, can we?
Not really, but what we can do justice here is going to be this restart. Green flag back in the air once again. Hixenbaugh is going to have the button, and he's going to mush it through the floorboards as these glorious V8s come roaring back to life here on Redline Racing Network. Bryson's going to shoot free, but they are 2x2, side by side, as I believe that was Jordan that got up into the fence there in the 14 machine. Did you see that dive bomb into the dog leg? I thought it was the Blue Angels performing out there.
Don't sleep on that 71. He looks good too. That's Hunter Truell.
The racing in this series, in fact, both of them is so good. You almost need 4 crews to cover all of the action. Because I mean, the battle on the racetrack right now is so good. Pick a spot you want to watch. Obviously, it's the broadcast, so we got to try and favor these battles further towards the front. But I mean, it is just stacked right now throughout the course of this field.
Well, that's the crazy thing. Obviously, this is open setup, and you have all the cars in car, pit road, all the adjustments possible on that car. And these races are so long, man. It's lap 20. Your car's driving like junk. You're like, dude, this race is 200 laps. We're gonna have a couple cautions, and we can get this thing fixed. It's so much different from a fixed setup, league. where all we have is brake bias.
All we have
We
is
got another yellow.
another caution out there on the racetrack, as Hunter Truel was really starting to flex some muscle, perhaps indicating he'll be one of the ones to watch, or perhaps the victory is going to have to go through the 71 tonight. As DJ mentioned, yellow flag out on the racetrack once again. Curtis Miller.
But
Let's see
you
what
really know who's put the work in and, has made the most notes in the classroom, what adjustments to make and, air pressure and all the good stuff.
Welcome to the big leagues, and everything you do matters and affects the outcome of your race. Now in replay mode here, look at Curtis Miller in that 32 machine. That's going to be the white and red car behind the 33. Go ahead and send it. Everything A-OK right now.
Oh, he just lost it.
Race control. I do have a question. Normally,
He hasn't lost it yet.
get the 2 to green.
Oh, I see. He's going to lose it here on corner exit.
Is that we hit?
Yeah, just
He just gave it too much hot sauce there, and around it goes. This is going to be a heavy impact. Locks it up, and
and that's the funny thing though. He hit the wall and it buckled his nose, and then iRacing pushed it back out.
what?
So he may not be that bad.
2 to green the last few weeks because.
Man, talk about getting a gift.
We'll have to check on him though and see how
You're
his
darn
motor
right.
sounds. But
Well, we can do that right now here, but that is incredible luck there from the 32 is the damage.
is it just me? Am I tripping?
No, you saw it right. So that car not receiving as much damage as perhaps it should.
He's definitely got nose damage, but
Not as bad as what you would typically
What it
see
could
from
have
an
been.
exactly from an impact
Yeah.
like that. Lights do go out on that iRacing.com pace car once again.
I mean, it still sounds relatively healthy for how hard he hit the wall.
Yeah, it's firing on all cylinders, and I bet you it has all the power in it. We'll find out here really soon. It's going to be Hicksonbaugh, Hunter Truel, Jordan Pearson, Alex Princeton, John Kelly. And DJ, you mentioned how long this race is. We're going to definitely have comers and goers, movers and shakers over the course of this race this evening. You're already starting to see some new names push themselves into the limelight. Hicksonbaugh has been beast mode on these restarts. Into the Geico restart zone. When does he hit the trigger? Boom shakalaka, green flag back in the air, and we turn the boys loose here once more time.
It's always nuts watching those cars fan out like that. It looks like we're literally watching the Xfinity race. Into the dog leg.
This is just some incredible stuff right now from these drivers. And again, the entire field is putting on a show. It's 37 cars initially took the green flag. And Hicksonbaugh hitting the nitrous button, trying to get out of the neighborhood. And as long as they're still battling side by side, as now the 71 will clear. Bryson Hicksonbaugh loving life every time he peeks in that rearview mirror, DJ.
Yeah, they're 4 wide in the back right now.
Go ahead and widen things out here a little bit. There's 3 wide. Right around Jim Schofield there in that 15th place position.
They were 4.
63 laps into the books here on Redline Racing Network. We're going to step aside, do our first wide open all-out coverage break. Go ahead, grab that dial, crank it up with us. Go ahead right here. Let's send this, DJ. Let's turn it up for the first time this evening. Race fans, I hope you enjoyed that all-out, wide-open coverage extended break brought to you by Black Magic, the official design and paints partner here at Redline Racing Network. You want to put some new vibe in your ride, get on the static, go see the guys at Black Magic. Get a one-of-a-kind, authentic design, and remember, it's good for 2/10 out there on the racetrack. The one and only Black Magic. DJ, I don't know if you caught the camera, what the cameras were picking up there during that all-out coverage break, but it was wild. A constant train of cars. Looked like they're plate racing out there. They're packed so closely on top of one another, constantly ripping by the ledges. That was awesome.
I've watched a few of them smoke the wall back there.
Yeah,
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, Barney lost a couple. Well, we'll leave it at a couple. But he's currently back there getting attended to. Our camera guy, the guy running the golfer cam. As you said, he went up there. A couple of these guys scraped the wall.
They didn't just scrape it; they smoked it.
He's going to need a haircut after this race is over. That's all I'm going to say.
And some ibuprofen, probably.
I told him it was up close and personal. I just don't think he realized how up close and personal it was going to get. But all of this and Hicksonbaugh has now opened it up to the biggest advantage, at least for him, of the race. Over 1 second now.
I was just about to say, he's looking in his rearview mirror and he's loving it.
You cannot let this guy get clean air.
At this point, man, get rid of that rearview mirror. Knock it off the windshield. Just drive.
That's right. Take it, throw it out the window. You stay focused.
Now make sure you don't bust it. You might need that thing at Daytona or Talladega.
They got plenty of them back at the shop or in the hauler. For right now, just take it, throw it, get rid of it. You do your job. Let the spotter do his. But I agree with you, and he is doing that right now.
We were just talking about the 73 with that mistake on pit road. Guess where he's at now?
Well, DJ, since you know where he is right now, I'll let you. Where is he at right now?
He is P7 already.
You can't make this stuff up.
And he is driving the cojones out of that thing.
You think someone may be a little PO'd right now?
He looks like Kyle Busch right now.
He's driving like a young Kyle Busch right now.
As a 64, I think he got a penalty too. He's right behind him. This thing ain't over, Matt. That 73 gets up there, and he's going to give that 63 a handful.
Well, I really firmly believe, I mean, these 4 cars right here, these 3 cars in a row, you have John Kelly, who was up there in the mix. Joseph McWhorter, I mean, really was the star of the show there. If you had to pick one, it would have been him. And then you have Charles there as well. So you have, these guys are like magnets right now. The big question is how did McWhorter get all those positions back so quick?
That dog leg will do wonders.
You know, DJ, here's the problem I have with this dog leg. He's
going to go ahead and put the heat on the 04. He's got to get around him here.
He's possessed right now. Clearly, he is seeing red out the windshield of that race car.
Yeah,
he is.
I want you to note one thing. Look at the way he rolls the top, and then watch him be able to roll the bottom, too. Most of the time, your car won't be able to do that. That car can go anywhere, and that's probably why he's so quick. You see the 64 try to make a move.
64.
He's going to go 3 here. Whoa! We almost just had a big one.
We almost had a Three Stooges moment there, and
that was great heads-up driving for him to pull out of that one.
You know, sometimes it's not easy to pull out, is it? On the racetrack, that is.
I was about to say, my mind was going places it shouldn't have been.
That was a bad choice of words on my part.
I wasn't going to point it out.
Thank you. It's real-time commentary. You know, sometimes what you think is good just doesn't come out the way you would. Yeah. Anyways.
But yeah, look at the way he's able to drive his car through the corner and just, he can roll the bottom. He can roll the middle. He can run the Larson line. That car's just good everywhere.
It'll go anywhere he wants it to go, and it'll work. And typically, it's one or the other. Your car's going to do one thing really well. I mean, it's doing everything.
And keep in mind, I mean, we're 30 laps into our run. These tires are getting wore out, and he's still able to do all this.
It's just incredible to watch the talent really in this series. It really is. And I get the fact that it's an open setup race, but DJ, you could give us that setup, and I know I couldn't make that car turn like that. There's no way.
No. I couldn't, neither. But, so this might be a little biased.
Oh, here we go. Here comes the 64 now. So perhaps trying to get a little redemption here for earlier in the race. All of this going on for just outside the top 5 as Matthew Wheeler holds down that final spot inside of that 5th place position there in that 40 machine, up 7 spots.
I mean, they're on a mission.
They're on a mission. You got this group of cars here on a mission. You got Alex Princeton in 4th. Jordan Pearson continues to do really well here, up to 3rd. He's cracked the podium. And then you have Hunter Truex.
And the 73 is the fastest car on the racetrack right now. And he's in all that dirty air.
That's why I said what I said. You cannot give Bryson Hixenbaugh clean air.
Oh, I mean, look at the consistency is ridiculous. The last 2 laps, the 73 just ran the exact same lap.
Right down to the 10th. Which is, getting back to what I was saying, Hixenbaugh probably one of the only couple other cars, maybe 2 other ones that could hang with McWhorter. And they gave him clean air, and he is gone. He has lit the afterburner, the stage 5 rocket per se. He has checked out to a 1.56 second advantage. Then you have Hunter Truex in 2nd. Then you come back to this battle, which is shifted inside the top 10, but it was brewing for the lead per se before that last green flag pit stop, or that stage caution, excuse me.
So
Which kind of reshaped the landscape, but here they are right here, DJ, and to your point, he's running the fastest laps of the race in all this dirty air. That's why the only chance you got is to get away from this guy, but you have the stages that are going to kill you and, re-rack, restack everybody.
Look how quickly he is mowing the 3 cars in front of him down. I mean, he ain't just catching them, he is mowing them down.
He is possessed. That's about as focused and in tune with your race car as you can possibly get right now. And how about this battle right in front of him? Matt Wheeler in the 40.
We got 2 to go in the stage here, looks like.
As we approach lap 90 of the scheduled 200.
In the 64, they're doing really good because the 64 is running the bottom and the 73 knows his car is only good on the top. And they're not slowing each other down. They're running 2 entirely different lines. They're getting side by side in the middle of the corner, but they're not slowing each other down at all.
No, and typically this racetrack here, you race that close proximity to somebody, you're going to affect...
Look at the 64. He is using the apron.
He used everything there. The apron, the kitchen sink, you name it. That was John Bon Jovi living on a prayer mode, engaged, and he embraced it. Probably didn't even blink at it. Is this now going to be the final? There's the caution. So Bryson Hixenbaugh, stage 2 winner. Hunter Truex going to come home 2nd.
Keep in mind that the 73 and the 64 just came from the tail of the field all the way, almost inside the top 5.
And I did not want to mention that during that stage run because if I was ever going to invoke the broadcaster's curse, it would have been right there, right now.
Oh, hold on, I'll find some wood to knock on for him. I did it.
And I'm not kidding, folks. If you've been around our broadcast for any point in time, heck, ask Alex Princeton about it. I mean, there's a couple drivers I could name off, but I did not want to do that to these guys. Heck, I was talking to them about them on pit road, and they both got a penalty. I'm just going to leave it at that. But they are right back in the picture. It's like that penalty never even happened. As here we go again, pit road is going to turn into a frenzy as every car on the lead lap is all sending it down pit lane, 4 tires. 2 Kansas Sunoco Racing Fuel going to be the call here. Perhaps a spring adjustment, an air pressure adjustment. trying to fine-tune this car just a little bit. But, DJ, you don't want to overstep on those adjustments.
No, you don't. If you're the 73 or the 64, you can't make another mistake. I
Hickson
almost wonder if the 73 just sped trying to beat the 63 off pit road.
You know what? If you're bold enough and you want to try to flirt with that line to gain a spot, I mean, you're running out of time to recover. But here we go. Here comes the mad dash off of pit road. A lot cleaner that time for Hickson. He's going to maintain the lead. Then you have Hunter Truex. Alex Princeton continues to climb the board. McWhorter back to where he started in 5th place. I got nothing else left to say on that one.
He drove to the lead once from 5th, so...
Yes, that's incredible for most people, but how about going all the way back to 30th place?
He's got the car to do it. That right there, that is my pick to win.
Under caution here. Not for incident for the second stage break, ladies and gentlemen. We got to step aside, pay some bills, and we'll be back with green flag coverage right here from Phoenix. Keep it locked here, Redline Racing Network. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, when we go back,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Redline Racing Network. And you folks,
there's no caution.
As we
The
come back
64
into
nailed.
coverage. Go ahead, DJ. What happened?
My brain cells are disappearing by the second. That's what's happening. I just watched the 71 manhandle the lead from the 63, and then I seen the 64 wrecking in the background.
As we said before, folks, we got action going on all over this racetrack from front to back, left to right. We can't even come back in from a coverage break without.
Oh man,
Did
the
you-
63. The 63? Did he just make that car upset? Look who's in second.
The Pied Piper of Phoenix, ladies and gentlemen. This Camaro is either destined for greatness or one of the biggest modern-day heartbreaks in iRacing. Look at
How long did that take? 5 laps? I'm telling you, that 73 car is fast.
Usually that's the word I use to describe it, but that word's not even going to do it justice.
There is a fire lit under those rear axles or something.
Now we're getting somewhere, DJ.
Or as you would say, that car is F-A-S-T, fast.
And that's not good enough. I mean, look how this guy is able to. His corner speed. I'm going to throw up his telemetry right now, folks. I'm going to appear at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I don't want you to think I'm making this up or trying to oversell this to you. There we go. So you got McWhorter's telemetry. I mean, he's still wide open. He finally just lifted. And he's still 75% throttle. Now he's 80%. This is just wild.
How about the 71 Hunter Truel, though? Draws his first blood on the night.
Like the marketing slogan says, let's go places. He has taken that Toyota to the front, but for how long? It's like a rabid hound behind him. Here comes McWhorter, who has recovered all the way back to second place inside of 110 laps on the board from when he was given that penalty. Unbelievable drive here through the field for McWhorter.
Hunter's sporting that True War Moto Club. So is that Space Gray, Matt?
That is Space Gray, sir.
Pretty interesting looking race car.
You know, I love how he says he wants to go fast. I mean, saying it and doing it, two different things. And you know, DJ, we've seen the super speedways, we've had a road course, and now we've had, this is technically not a short track, but it's on the smaller side of the spectrum. And Joseph McWhorter always is in the picture. Hicks and Ball, always in the picture. We're starting to see some trends develop over the course of this 2025 campaign. It's still young, but we're starting to see who these front runners or contenders perhaps are going to be.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the 73 actually have one of the cars that could have won the race last week?
Absolutely, 100%.
I didn't know if I was remembering correctly or not, but I mean, he's fast everywhere we go.
That's the point I'm making. And that's not just McWhorter. There's a lot of these guys that are bad fast every time we unload and throw a car on the racetrack. And now McWhorter is dialing up the excitometer inside the cockpit of Truel for the lead. Look at how he gets that car to rotate off the banking to the flatlands. And remember, folks, this car does not have independent rear suspension. This is a solid fixated rear axle. This car's got truck arms on it. It's not supposed to like those types of abrupt, changes like that. And yet,
whoa, the 73. He is on a mission. He got there.
Hey, Grandma, go ahead, grab your life alert before we go on board with McWhorter here. She got her Colonel.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, it's okay.
That 73 car is turning.
He is turning.
He's turning left.
He's turning and burning.
Left.
Turning and burning.
I would say what I was told growing up, but it'd probably get us in trouble.
When in doubt, if you can't hit the brakes on it before it comes out of your mouth, probably the right decision. I will give I will throw some shade at Hunter Truel. He is doing a great job keeping the 73 behind him. See, now
they brought that 71 car to life on that last stop, didn't they?
they woke him up, and I'm certain that fresh air is also playing a little bit of a role there as well.
Because you've seen the 63, the last restart, just trump him. The restart before.
Yeah, the restart warriors, restart masters, however you want to coin it.
And then I don't know if they did some air pressure adjustments or what, but they brought that car to life. He just manhandled the lead from the 63. And, dude, we're talking about Bryson Hixabaugh. Come on now. You're just going to go up there and manhandle the lead from him?
You know, and again, some broadcasters will disclose these drivers' iRatings. I don't do that, but it is a thing of beauty for just about anyone in this lineup. But Hixenbaugh, whew, that is a number.
So, we were talking about short tracks. We ain't too far away from going to Martinsville. And maybe a little biased, but you know why.
Yeah, Martinsville is your home track. You love that place, and we're going to see who can keep their grip at the paperclip. That coming soon here on the horizon. But we got to get through Phoenix first. 114 laps on the board. Let's stop in the YouTube.com live chat for the first time tonight. Bryce, thanks for turning in. He's saying, let's go 64. Hey, Tyler Hunter stopping in. Good to see you, man. He says, nice to see you outside of SNN. Great to have you here tonight, Tyler. We appreciate you as well. Folks, you got a favorite driver? Sound off. Let us know you're listening. We'll shout you out. Get your driver some extended coverage here as well.
We are fixing to be 3 wide for the lead. God, that 73, man, I just can't. I don't have the words. That car is just awesome right now.
You know, to quote the water boy here, perhaps he knows a voodoo woman named Phyllis. I don't know.
And the 71's still not quitting. So maybe he made a couple adjustments to make that car better on the fire off speed, and maybe it's starting to just go away a little bit on him now. But we know that car for the first 10, 15 laps of the run has the speed to do it. So if we get a late caution, it's on.
These cars are still driving great. I mean, they've now just fallen off a second from their fastest laps of the race. And these aren't your normal fast laps of the race. We're talking a 27.7, a 27.28 for McWhorter, a 27.32 for Hixenbaugh, Bridson, a 27.25. They're now just falling off 1 second. If this was anyone else, DJ, seeing lap times in the 27s, that's far few and in between, let alone deep into the 27s as they are. And now McWhorter ran a 28.22, a 28.25. I mean, they're still flying.
As it looks like Bryson's had enough of the 73 trumping them all race. He's trying to set them up here.
Trying to kick the clutch. Hope that rear end doesn't bust and just get right back to the hammer.
Look, that was a great exit.
Not only that, it looks like they're tandem drafting. I mean, the 63 was welded to the back of that race car.
Well, what he's trying to do is he's just trying to pack the air on the rear end of the 73. Try to get them loose or something. So he's going to go to the bottom here. Slide job? Yep, sure enough. There it goes, slider.
Letting
It's
it
a
in.
73. Jams the brakes. He's going to cross them back over and watch this.
Side by side, John Force special.
What a pass. You couldn't have done that no better.
Speechless, folks.
I told you, that 63 had enough.
Well, did he have enough or was he saving enough? I think that's the other element here, too. Like we seen last week at the road course, I don't think we're seeing everything these drivers have. We haven't seen these race cars 100% lit yet. We've seen glimpses of it. But I firmly believe, DJ, we're going to see the fastest lap times in the on the horizon here, after they come down pit road, they cannot make the distance from here. They were last down on lap 92, and that's everyone all the way from the lead back to the 31st place position.
So we were, I'm trying to figure out what kind of fuel mileage these guys have. I didn't get a chance to figure that out.
Well, that first run, well, and again, you have to remember, with the way the initial start of this race, evolved with the initial green flag, caution, restart, caution, just the disruption we had there, haven't really been able to get a good read either. At least the telemetry hasn't given the way we started things off. However, they were last down on pit lap 92. We're currently working at lap 123. That should open the fuel window here in the next 15 laps or so.
So if you're the 73, maybe you just use your stuff up a little too much trying to get up there and duke it out with those guys. But I mean, my goal right now is just to stay within, the second of the 63. That way, you can undercut them, or you can do the opposite. If you're the 73, you do what the 63 doesn't.
So you want to get off strategy. You want to get off cycle is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
my.
Some of these guys are different. But
not to cut you off, Elmo almost got welcome to Sesame Street there, and I'm talking about the fence. Alex Princeton out of Lake Elmo. What a save out of that Chevrolet. We're seeing the big-time saves and those uh-oh moments. Oh, so close to cart again tonight here. DJ, before I mentioned that, we often forget that, hey, the 73 was deep in the woods not that long ago. So how much more of the tire did he have to use up to get to where he is? And he's still hanging on inside of the top two. And he had to abuse those tires more than he wanted to get back through the field. I mean, he had to have.
Yeah, he did what he wanted to do. He made a mistake on pit road, but he got himself back within, reasonable distance to try to win this race. But like I was saying, he's just got to stay within striking distance of that 63. So if something happens on pit road, he's there to clean it up.
And he is. He's well in with what I would like to call striking distance, a half second.
Whoa, the lap car just hit the wall in front of Bryson.
That's going to be that Mustang, the 93 machine. That's going to be Corey Deal, currently in that 34th place position out of Morgantown, North Carolina. So not the run he was looking for tonight thus far. However, he's staying in it, fighting the good fight. And I know, DJ, you're a team owner. That's important, at least from your perspective.
Yeah.
Now Hixenbaugh opens up the gap to the biggest it's been this whole stint. 6.2 tenths of a second. Sorry, folks. My son came up to me for a brief moment there. But DJ, he's had the biggest gap between himself and the closest competition so far this stint. Over 6 tenths of a second back to McWhorter. I think is finally starting to feel the effects a little bit of the abuse that he gave those Goodyear Eagles coming back through the field.
As long as he can stay within, half a second to a second, he's still got a chance. That's the thing. He knows he doesn't have the good left in those Goodyears, as the 63 does. But if he could stay within striking distance, he can offset the strategy.
Well, not only that, look how good his car has been, even having to just treat those tires like redheaded stepchild coming through the field. I mean, you could undercut him and do it comfortably because you're going to gain that time. If he was to come down, let's say, 2 to 3 laps before everyone else, as long as he's good on fuel, we know that car is good enough to make that work. It's not going to cost him.
And you know that the 73 has a really good car. So He can offset that strategy. He can undercut by a couple laps, I bet, and still be all right if he could take care of them, take care of his tires. That is. All right. As Bryson opens up the lead, 9 tenths of a second now. That car's on rails. Me and Matt were just saying that 73 and Joseph probably just used up the good in those good years. If you're the 73 here, you don't want to fall too far back if you know you've abused those tires. Coming up to lap the 53 here. Lap car's doing an awesome job getting out the way. So I would imagine our pit window is going to open here soon. So at the moment, Bryson Hixenbaugh is running a 10th faster than Joseph McWhooter. I'd say that, and last time by they just matched lap times. Bryson Hixenbaugh opens up probably the biggest lead of the night at 1.6 seconds. That's a tall task.
It is a tall task, and you are 100% correct. That is the biggest lead on the evening as far as we've seen under green flag conditions as we approach 140 laps officially written here in the history books. It's been a wild an odd one at times here at Phoenix, but nonetheless, the competition has been high octane, racing action, firing up the nighttime in prime time, just like they always do each and every time. They strap in and get ready to go all the way 100% the distance on the Xfinity side of things here on Redline Racing Network. As it's Bryson Hixenbaugh continuing to carry the torch out in front. McWhooter, well, he's done everything except not take tires this race. Alex Princeton having a very strong run, a.k.a. Elmo there in the 19 machine in third. Hunter Truel in that Toyota, highest running TRD-powered machine in that fourth place position. Then you have the 77, Ryan Strunk in fifth. That rounds out your top five. Jordan Person in that 14 Ghost-sponsored machine, and sixth, Matthew Wheeler, up 5 spots from where he started in that 40 Ford Mustang. Eric Weiland silently in eighth, and I'm just going to go through the top 10 here, and then I'll give the mic back to you, DJ. John Kelly holding on to ninth, and it's really fast and furious here, smothered and covered side by side for that 10th place position of Cody Warner, DJ.
So something I want you to note here. The 73, there's a conversation going on in race control. I guess the 73 got his chat disabled. So keep that in mind. In real life, we could, I drive a race car in real life. We can just wave our hand out the window net. You can't do that in iRacing. You have to rely on the race chat to do that. So the 73 is going to have to be a little cautious getting to pit road.
Well, one can only assume why the chat would be disabled.
They were trying. I don't know who it was, but they were trying to argue to turn the 73's chat back on, and race control is not happening.
Well, I don't know if by default if the 73 has their chat disabled or not. That's completely irrelevant to this race, but if it was turned off in the race, it was turned off for a reason, and we're just going to leave it at that, and that is at the discretion of race control to re-enable that. But DJ, you're right. That is a problem not only for the 73, but potentially other drivers in his vicinity. Should he have an issue, have to come off the racetrack, is he's not going to have that communication. You're absolutely right.
And that could be, cause him not to be as aggressive trying to get to pit road.
Well, the good news is he is running that low lane. He is working, eating on the inside, at least as much as he can with, the amount of laps that have punished those Goodyear Eagles on that race car. And Lord knows he has put them through the gauntlet this stint. Want to take
Last time by 73, half a second faster than the 63 that Bryson takes him by.
Not a tenth, not 3/10, a half a second. That's a 28.56 for the 63. And actually, those times just flip-flop. What they were a moment ago is a new lap updated.
Sorry for interrupting you there.
Well, it's okay. My cat decided it was time for me to take a visit down to the Redline Racing Network race car, which that's not our job right now. So
the 07 just got the wall right in front of the 73.
I have a problem here.
I just apologize for interrupting you.
It's all right. I'm just trying to
think. I did it again. 73.
Well, the problem is now I'm kind of stuck in the race car, so.
Oh no.
It's all right. We have a fix for that.
Then I get all excited. I'm like JoJo, the idiot circus boy with a pretty new pet.
Throw a little comedy in there. We try to figure ourselves out of this mess. You know what? We gotta do a quick commercial break anyhow. We gotta get our sponsors their plays in, folks. Yeah. So only 50 laps remaining. We're gonna step aside for the final time. Well, I'm jammed up here in this race car bed, and we'll be back in the booth and ready to bring you all the way to the checkered flag and more on Redline Racing Network. Can someone get me out of here, please?
Only you, Matt. Only you would somehow manage to do that.
It was the cat.
Oh no.
The cat locked me in here.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Race fans, welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. Doing battle on the racetrack, the stars of the Friday night's Xfinity Series here on Redline Racing Network. As Alex Pridson in the 19 is going to send it down pit road. He's going to bring the 71 with him. Matt and DJ Daniel up in the Tony Trapasso Memorial broadcast booth as we now going to bring you uninterrupted coverage all the way to the checkered flag and throughout post-race coverage here from the Valley of the Sun. As Ryan Struck currently leads right now, however, still has to take one more trip down pit road. Here now in the final closing segment of this race. 200 laps to scheduled distance, overtime in our back pocket if we need it. However, we are not trending in that direction, at least right now anyhow.
Should cycle out to your lead. But keep in mind the 63 stayed out, what, about 5 to 10 laps longer, Matt? It was.
That's what, yeah, I believe, well, telemetry is saying 4. And we got.
Oh, that, okay. It felt like a lot longer than that.
And it could be wrong. I was going to say, sometimes that is out to lunch, and you have to take that with a grain of salt. But at least.
I wish we could circle our relatives for the fans. That would be cool. But keep an eye on the 63 and the 73. There's quite a bit of distance between them. But the 63 will have, if the timing and scoring is right on Matt's end, have 4-lap pressure tires, and that could be the difference.
Yeah, that could be the difference. And now it's going to start updating here a little bit. So as of right,
look at the gap with the undercut that the 73 was able to open up. If he can manage his tires, take care of it, the 63 might get there, but as long as you don't make a mistake and, just let them drive by you, you'll be able to fight.
okay, officially, Bryson Hixenbaugh was down on lap 156, 156. The 73 of McWhorter, 150. So they have 6 laps different on their shoes currently on the race car, DJ.
Which, at a mile and a half, that's, a long shot. But a short track like this, I'm not really sure because, we didn't see much tire fall off.
At least it didn't seem like it. And
the cars would start driving ill, but the speed differential wasn't huge.
yeah, they started off really, more focused on the bottom, half of the racetrack, and as the tire run went on, that lane or preferred lane migrated up the racetrack. So where they were generating the speed changed per se, but however, the speed didn't fall off very much to your point.
So we were just talking about Martinsville a little while ago. How about we shout out the 03 Boston Indy, that paint scheme he's got on that beautiful Ford Mustang.
Austin Evie out of Stewart's Draft, Virginia. DJ, that your home state as well. Ford Motocraft on the hood. Wood Brothers, Quick Lane, of course, comes to mind.
Yeah, fun fact here. Not a lot of people know this, but I was actually bored about 10 minutes from their shop.
Were you really? Their race facility?
Yep. And I actually, when I went to college for motorsports, worked in, I think it was their old engine room.
That had to be quite the experience. But again, Austin Evie, want to take a quick moment to shout you out. I know DJ's a big-time fan of yours. After all,
I might be a little biased, but that is a beautiful Mustang there.
It is. That is a nice-looking race car. DJ, how about this strategy here from drivers like Ryan Struck? Velquez back up here in that Team Connie-sponsored Camaro in second, right back where he started. Cody Warner in third. We've had a facelift, a whole shift here inside of the top 5.
Surely they're not trying to save the fuel, right?
I don't think it's possible. I mean, these guys were last down on lap 92, and that's all of it.
Some of these guys didn't hit super early. So I couldn't tell you exactly who, but I've seen a few cars dive down the pit road way early.
Well, everyone right now still on the racetrack was all down pit road on lap 92. So that's everyone from first. Ryan struck back to that 7th place position of Kyle Ammon, all down on lap 92.
So your difference between the 73 and the 63 at the moment sits at about a little over 2 seconds.
So right now, McWhorter is 17.4 seconds back off of the leader. And then if you're talking about between the 73 and the 63 of Hixenbaugh, which there's only one position between them now. So McWhorter runs in 8th, Hixenbaugh in 9th. They have about a 1 second of real estate between them as it stands with 30 laps to go.
Yeah, the 63 is coming. It almost makes you wonder if the 73 is backing off a little bit because he knows the 63 has those better tires. Maybe he's trying to cool them down and get ready for a big battle.
Well, not only that, look at all the traffic around these guys. It's almost okay to three-way here at Phoenix.
It's insane.
Oh my God,
We're
no!
wrecking. Oh, the 73, that was almost race over.
Holy
See that?
moly!
Oh my God. The 70, oh, Matt, we're going to have to send the 63 some new wipes.
And that was the Don't Stain Your Ride, Use Tide moment of the race, brought to you by Why Not?
Definitely got to pull the onboard of the 63.
Oh, we are.
That could have been race over right there.
Hixenbaugh probably had eyes bigger than a silver dollar when he saw what or realized what was going to pop off right in front of his face. And that's going to be the spot of this replay, DJ. We're going to be on board with the 63 for this one.
He did a great job sending the car high there.
Let's get this queued up here. We're going to join this replay coverage here from the cockpit of, let's go to the bumper, the nose camera. Let's full screen this and cue playback. Let's roll it. Oh, good. Oh, man.
I know. I told you, Matt, that was almost race over right there for the 63.
Hixenbaugh said, Hail Mary, full of grace. Don't let that race car take me out of this race. And there wasn't much room to work with there.
Okay, I want you to note this, Matt. Those guys that stayed out and ran long, that fell right into their hands.
Oh, it certainly did. And that's another developing story here. Watch this again as we cut down the speed in half.
As look at the host of wave around cars we're going to have.
There's going to be a mad frenzy of wave arounds. That Mustang finds the Waffle House where it dumped the bacon grease. Let's freeze frame that right here. Oh, of course, the button did not want to work.
Whoa, hold on. If my scoring's correct, our leader's the 64 now.
I mean, that is just...
Wasn't he just wrecked? I mean...
Talk about up close and personal, and I thought that was the case at least moments ago. But that's been kind of the trend of this race. Drivers doing the unthinkable and overcoming any type of obstacle they've had this race. I mean, we've seen it.
To see how this cycles out here when they cross the line, but
there's a lot for race
go ahead,
control. No, it's okay. There's a lot for race control. These drivers and iRacing timing and scoring to kind of get sorted out here.
Dude, we have 180 at our whole top 10. Like, you got Ryan Strunk, our new leader. The 64 was just wrecked, what, 50 laps ago, Matt?
That is correct.
It didn't even get a caution when he wrecked.
And somehow
He's
second.
Cody Warner, the 72, is sitting P3 right now. The 37, Kevin, I'm gonna butcher this. Zodiac. Don't kill me, please. And look who's inside the top 5 now, Matt. He finished 3rd last week.
The
Nathan Pollard,
the
16.
mad magician.
And you have to go all the way back to 6th and 7th to find the 73 and the 63.
And of course, like a magnet, they've been all race. They're right next to each other, even under caution.
And keep an eye on the 71.
Hunter Truex in that Toyota. Led laps.
Is that how you're supposed to say that?
Hunter Truex?
Is it Hunter Troll or Truel?
Truex.
I've been saying Truel. I'm sorry, buddy.
You know what? Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Truex.
That is by far one of the most craziest things about broadcasting. Is trying to figure out some of these names.
Well, the other thing is, too, like, you know, if you watch NASCAR faithfully on TV, you know the drivers don't necessarily change in its entirety from any given Sunday or Saturday. When you do this on iRacing, you have a completely different set of drivers each time you load up. Is where Racton's... Go ahead.
The difference is, like, from down south where I'm at, Virginia, up in the Blue Ridge Mountains, you say names completely different than you do, like, up north or out west. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying as we get into the Geico restart zone with 26 laps to go. It is hammer time once again. And look at the clock.
64. He's going to waste no time. He knows he's got to get the lead and he's got to try to drive away here. I don't see no damage on that 64, Matt.
It's looking good, scary good. It is the Mean Machine, side by four. Drag race.
We're jacking up back there. We're 4 wide going into 3.
How did they all make it through that? Incredible driving. Is there 3 wide once again?
The 73's up to 4th. And the 63 didn't get a good restart. Look at the gap between them, Matt, and they're on even tires now. Keep that noted. Oh, the 77's going to give the chrome horn to the 64. It's on, Matt.
He decided to go Keebler Elf mode and fudge pack it in there. Makes contact with the 64, gives him the chrome horn. Smash to pass mode has been enabled with 23 laps to go. However,
they know that 73 car's coming, Matt. Yeah, if you have the clean air, you might be able to fight them, but we've seen all night long that 73 car is almost unmatched.
What was I saying about the speed? We weren't going to see the fastest laps. Bryson Hickson-Baugh almost busted a 26-second lap time. A 27.06 that time by.
You got to be careful here. We still have 20 laps to go. You don't want to burn yourself up now and then, go from attack mode to defense mode.
Yeah, trying to play both at the same time is never a good thing.
As a 77, he's just trying everything.
He's pulling.
He's actually going to pull back almost inside of the 64.
He tried to do the iRacing version of Aaron Rodgers with a Hail Mary.
Somebody got the fence back there. Was that the 63?
The 77 just caught the fence. I know that.
I've seen somebody in the fence in the middle of the corner.
Just a little bit of self-inflicted. Multiple cars just ate the fence.
Yeah, that.
DJ, you got the broadcaster's curse, buddy. You called that one right on cue. As you said that, 3 cars inside the top 5 all just went up there and smacked and high-fived the wall. 20 laps to go, DJ. Who you liking?
I'm watching the 73. He's wasting no time. But don't sleep on that 64. He's had speed all night long. He just hasn't had the run to show it. But that car's out front. He's got the clean air now. And, we're under 20 laps to go. It's go time. Flip your switches.
Flip the switch.
Look at the move from the 73 back there. He just pulled right to the outside of the 72. He's not going to get the exit to stay there. But he's going to go to the bottom now. And we've seen all night long, that car can run anywhere.
If that
Caution! Caution! We got a caution!
Are you kidding me?
I didn't see it.
Austin,
go back and find it.
Austin, Evie may have had a problem. That yellow's going to come out at a horrible time, depending on who you are, and others are rejoicing. Take a quick look here at the replay.
That's what I'm saying, man. So now we're inside 20 to go. We'll be about 14, 15 laps to go when we go back green. Depending on if they have to add a lap again. Do you come and get tires?
Well,
That's the question.
how bad do you want it if you're outside of the top 7, top 8, or maybe top
And
5?
I believe, even though the 73 had that fast of a car, that 64 is fast too. Don't sleep on him. He ran up front all night. He got caught in a little. Was he the car that I was yelling that spun out earlier in the race?
Well,
I believe he
unfortunately,
was.
your buddy from Virginia just got
Oh,
treated like a
no.
redheaded stepchild.
Oh no.
He got high-fived from one of the Pennsylvania boys here, and it was not intentional. As we go on board here with the 33 of Ken Ron. Makes contact with that quick lane sponsored Mustang. And he gets sent to the top shelf of the racetrack. Not a lot of damage, though. Just a byproduct of, that's a classic example of Phoenix doing Phoenix things right there, DJ.
Yeah, as Denny Hamlin would say, it's just short track racing.
I do apologize for.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, DJ.
Language.
The 64 going to restart here in that first place position. The 73 DJ, we've been talking about him all race in third. Ryan Struck there in second.
So, here's a couple points I want to mention. We just ran, the hardest 10 laps we've ran of the race so far? These tires are going to be heat cycled. This car is going to drive like junk. So, who can do it? But if you're the 73 and the 63, that 64 put a little distance on y'all. But, this is the second wind right here.
100%. So we now come into the Geico restart zone.
Wow, look at that 64 just grab a gear and disappear.
Departing on runway 1, 64 lit the rockets and said, "I'll see you on another planet. I'm out of here."
Oh, we got another yellow.
Cautions breed cautions in the worlds of Darrell Waltrip, Curtis Miller, Damian. We've had a meeting of the minds. Someone is lit on the radio about it going 3 wide.
Yeah. I think that was our buddy Nathan.
At this
Nathan
point,
Pollard, that is.
that could have been.
Oh, he got stuffed 4 wide, Matt.
Oh, he got taken to Pepperidge Farm on that one.
You can run 4 wide here on the apron, Matt, but that track narrows out quick. You got to get back in line pretty quick, don't you?
So now, emotions, temper starting to become a factor here, DJ. You know that what that can do. You can run a flawless race and put together a phenomenal run up until this point, and then you have the emotion start to be getting involved, and that can make things unravel quickly. And we've seen that in real life as well. So it's something for these drivers to keep in mind. Hopefully they got a spotter, a crew chief, that voice of reason in their ear, just trying to get them calmed down, get them refocused here at the bigger picture.
And Matt, there's something that I want to point out. I was just telling you, these cars were going to drive like junk on those old heat cycle tires. Because you ran those things the hardest you've run all race, right?
Correct.
And you seen the 63 had a little bit of trouble. He lost the nose trying to get around the 73. And that allowed the 64 just to scoot away. At least until that caution came out.
Right. The one thing that Charles did not want to see is what got served, and that was a yellow.
But I didn't see any falter out of that. I didn't see any falter out of that 64 though. Knock on wood. Don't worry, I got a dresser over here that's wood. I'm knocking on it, buddy.
Well, you've heard the term any given Sunday. Well, any given Friday, all of these drivers in this field can win a race, and I promise you, anyone inside of the top 5, place your bets. I mean, this could start to become a game of attrition here as well. I hope it doesn't. But those lights are out on the pace car. So grab a drink, hold on tight. It's about to get rowdy here in Phoenix. Like the Tom in the eye of an EF5 or an F5 hurricane.
As one of our favorite country singers would say, we're about to see a little less talking, a
A
lot,
lot more action. And the main attraction, these guys. Here we go, DJ, into the turns 3 and 4 complex. Team Connie holding on to P1. The challenger, McWhorter, in the outside lane, and there he goes again. Chucky has got the goods on the restart.
God, look at them fan out back there. That is incredible. If you're the 63 and the 73, you don't need to fight here.
No, you don't want to do that.
Try to run the 64 down. Whoa, they're smoking the wall back there.
They just thrashed and bashed each other. They had a 4 or 5 way back there, and they all made it through. And the cat put me in the... Are you kidding me right now? I can't believe... Are you kidding me?
That's how you know your cat loves you. He'll just be an absolute
I don't-
pain in the butt.
I don't love it right now. Okay, back up to the front here.
Oh, the 77 is just bullying the 63. Look at them, they're dooring. That's for 3rd place.
He's hanging him.
77,
He's-
he may not have the car that these other guys have, but I mean, he's
Oh,
making do. The
hits and
63's
ball.
in the pit, it's a rare mistake.
Well, that was after he got shook upside down for his lunch money by the 73 or the 77.
And I told you, Matt, these tires are heat cycled twice now.
Yeah, it's not going to drive the same. These guys are going to have to develop. They're going to have to real time here.
So any fan that may not know how that works, you run a few laps, your tires get up to temperature, and what do they get, around like 180 degrees, Matt?
I don't.
Somewhere up in the hundreds?
I'm not sure the
So-
exact number, but you're right.
Then you get a yellow, they cool off, and they pick up all the junk, all the marbles, rubber off the racetrack, and they just drive like junk. There's no grip. That's the best way I can explain it. It's hard for me to explain something like that. We got another yellow!
Caution.
Oh, they're smashing it up!
Oh, they're wadding up race cars this time. Matthew Wheel, Kyler Ammon. Going back to the instant replay. This may have just come off of a 3-wide situation. Let's roll it. Who got served here? Coming down.
Oh, no! That was a lick for the 40 car. Oh, whoa!
Oh, he got hooked.
He just got right hooked.
I don't think Marty knew he was there. He's going to get flow ridered and just go up there and howitzer the fence. Oh, and he takes a race car to the face.
Oh,
The 17.
no, Matt. The 29 bottomed out. He bottomed out when he went to the apron
Is that what happened? Okay.
in the dog leg. He bottomed out, and he was trying to save the car, and unfortunately, the 40 car was just there. It looked terrible on the broadcast, I will say.
Well, I wasn't necessarily paying attention to that particular attitude of the race car there, but here we go. We're going to reset the camera here. Keep your eye on the 29 of Tanner Marty. And when that car bottoms out, it's like a snow ski. Control is gone. It is out the window.
And I don't know if you can see it in the slow-mo shot on iRacing, but you'll see the sparks come out from underneath the car. That's what I'm saying. He bottomed out. And, oh, no. Man, I think our broadcaster cursed the 03 of Austin
I'm
EV.
telling you, it is a thing here. I'm trying to change the camera up a little bit so we can get a better angle of
He had
this.
absolutely nowhere to go. Hood flying up and all.
So here we go. Here comes that car. Yeah. Oh my God, did he? You seen the sparks fly and everything for the 29 of Marty.
And that's the tough part, Matt. These cars, when those tires cool off, they lose air pressure. When that air pressure goes down, that car gets lower to the racetrack, right?
That car,
And
the minute it hit that seam, the transition down to the flatlands, it just made a beeline straight for that Mustang.
that's what I'm saying. It looked terrible. It looked like he just right hooked him, but he just bottomed out, man. There was nothing he could really do there, and the 40 car is just there.
And I promise you, Marty is sick about that. This is a longtime veteran, a very
Yeah, Marty, awesome guy. He would never intentionally
highly
wipe somebody out.
exactly, highly respected. That is not something that Tanner has in his back pocket. And I promise you, I know him enough to know that he's sick and disgusted with that right now.
And here, we're all human, Matt. They make mistakes.
Absolutely, we all do. I mean, there's been plenty of times I've been the master of someone's iRacing disaster. But here we go. 4 laps to go, DJ. Take us back to green on this one. You're going to have Charles and McWhorter on the front row.
So 64 gets the whole shot again, and he's just going to motor away here. And the 73's got to be careful here. He can't get caught up with the 77. Oh, they almost touch. I tell you what, man, if I'm the 64, I'm rear mirror gone. Take that thing off.
He is driving it like there is no tomorrow. That
2
team
laps to go. 2
popsicles,
more laps.
popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go for Charles Velquez Jr. Trying to hold off the Wizard. Go ahead.
Can the 73 get close enough to use the chrome horn is my question.
Well, he's...
Oh, we got a caution again!
No! This race keeps getting... You can't script this in Hollywood. Now we are going to overtime, folks. We are going all the way.
Dude, the 64 has got to be saying, what do I have to do to win this thing?
This takes me back to my lone win in the Ghost Cup Series when I had to go through 8 restarts.
Matt, he was one half a turn away from getting the white.
So close yet so far, and I know what this feeling is like. It is not fun. I've only been in this position once, but it felt like an eternity. As the caution comes out here again, Steve Benjamin did not fare well on this deal. This will invoke overtime. Wow, Ken Rogers cannot get out of the way. He is the wreck magnet right now and not out of his doing. The 53 just came right down on him. Ken Rod's just trying to stay out of people, and they're flocking to him right now. So there's the 53 on top shelf where Mama hides the cookies, and he's just going to come right down here. Thought he was clear of the 33. Was not the case. 2 solid objects cannot acquire the same real estate at the same time. Something's got to give, DJ, and that was the 53. That brings out the caution. So if we couldn't have dialed this up any further, here we are. Now we're overtime racing. If you thought it was wild, if you thought it could not get any better, folks, well, it just did. As overtime now here, and how fitting that this is how it is going to play out. As 200 laps, not enough to get it written into the history books. So, DJ, as you were saying, how many times does the 64 have to win a restart? How many times does he have to hold off? Ryan Struck, Brayson Hixenbaugh, John Kelly.
Look, he knows if we keep getting cautions, he's just got to do it 3 more times. Just 3 more times.
Yeah, but eventually, one of these times, these guys are going to guess it right.
And if you're a fan and you're unaware, on a green white checker, you get the green. If you don't come back to get the white, caution's thrown. We re-rack them and we try it again. But we'll only do it 3 times. But once you take that white flag, once you cross the line and take that white flag, the next flag ends the race. Whether that's the caution or the checker. As the 64 did not get as good of a restart as he's got the whole last, 3 restarts back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a storm blowing through the area right now. It is affecting the bandwidth. I am terribly sorry about that, as we are now in overtime.
The 73's there. He's close. He's close enough to do something. And that's what I was saying. If he can get close enough to use the bumper, he'll use it. As the 64, white flag, we're racing back. If you're the 73, get yourself, run the top here, get yourself a good run. You just want to be close enough in 3 to make something happen. As he's there. He's there. Does he use the bumper? He's trying. He just can't get there. The 64 is perfect. The last 3 restarts, he's going to win this thing.
Charles is going to execute restart perfection. Not once, but twice, but 4 times. And he is going to hold off the master of being faster and furious at Phoenix, Joseph McWhorter. And he is going to get Team Conti Chevrolet and his team. Whoa!
Bryson about wiped out the barrels.
He about committed suicide. As how about Charles Velazquez Jr.?
I'll tell you what, he may not have been there the whole race, but he was there when it mattered. And that's how championships are won, Matt.
That is some mental and physical toughness that you don't see every day out of this guy right here. I mean, that was incredible. He's going to burn the house down.
And I'm assuming that we're using NASCAR rules, right? You win, you're in?
Absolutely.
So keep in mind, if this 64 makes it back to Phoenix to race for a championship, Matt, we know we can do it.
Absolutely can. As he now gets the rest of the good out of those Goodyear Eagles, he does not need them anymore. The 64, your winner in an overtime thriller. Joseph McWhorter did everything except pass Charles when it mattered the most. Passed the most cars on the racetrack. Was able to do things that he shouldn't have been able to do, and yet somehow finds himself not winning this race. McWhorter comes in second. Brian Struck third. Hunter Truell comes home fourth. Bryson Hixenbaugh, another electric entertainer this evening, rounds out your top 5. As we now get ready to transition to post-race coverage here, we're going to step aside for 30 seconds, reset the graphics, and you'll hear from your top 3 here. We'll be right back, folks.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Race fans, welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. Is the Valley of the Sun turned the heat up and produced some of the best high-octane racing we've seen so far this season, if that's even possible to say, but yet here we are. Is Charles Velquez Jr. is going to get the win over McWhorter in a heavyweight bout that will be talked about for some time in the future. Matt and DJ Daniel back with you, of course, up in the booth as we now transition to post-race interviews. As always, we're going to be speaking with the top three here tonight. Going to give them a chance to speak with their team, celebrate with their family, friends. DJ, this should be some fun interviews tonight, buddy.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Again, you're going to hear from drivers like Charles, Joseph McWhorter, Ryan Struck, your top three. We may have to grab them by the back of the shirt and just teleport them up here, DJ. As they're, there we are. Right. We did, but just as I say that, they're, boom, right there in the infield care center. So they're right where they need to be. Perfect. Appreciate that from those drivers. So here we go, DJ. Joining us now in the Tony Trapassa Memorial broadcast booth. He fought and clawed his way all the way to the podium. Got there when it mattered. DJ Ryan Struck standing by with you. Welcome to the booth, bud.
You got a copy, Ryan?
I got you guys. Good to talk to you.
Hey, man, how does that one feel? I mean, shoot, you got that. What was it? I can't remember when that caution was, but that breathed a second wind in you, didn't it?
God, I was just looking at my fuel calculator and I was like, oh my, please someone wreck. And thank God something happened.
Sometimes the racing gods are just looking down on you and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna help this guy out. But yeah, talk me through your night, buddy.
Oh, dude, so got out of work late, so got into practice late, so like I tried to get as many laps as I could in, use like the last 10 minutes or so practice just to shake down the qualifying setup, try to figure out what we got, and somehow I wound up putting together a decent lap to start 7th on the field, and so like that was already like, all right, you're there, don't do anything to mess it up for yourself, because I have a PhD in that, let me tell you, like, damn. But yeah, I just tried to buy my time, and like one problem that I always try to be working through with my teammates is like to choose when to be aggressive kind of thing. And I feel like I was pretty passive most of the race, and I tried to maybe turn it up the last, I don't know, 20 laps after that caution, but Joseph and Charles were just in another time zone, and Bryson was knocking on the door. I was trying to hold him off. This field is just full of really, really good guys.
Yeah, y'all definitely put on a show every week, man. It doesn't matter whether we're on a road course. Hell, we ought to go to a dirt track at least once. I mean, come on now. But everywhere we go, man, y'all put on a heck of a show, and congratulations on your third place finish, and I'm gonna let you have them, Matt.
For the interview, brother, I appreciate you. Ryan, you called it right how I seen it, and I appreciate that analysis and breakdown. But you really had to dig deep for this finish to get this podium. It seemed like your car was not maybe driving how you wanted it to at times throughout the course of this race. How much of a factor did the dirty air play on the handling of your race car? And did you make any adjustments to it on any of those pit stops? Because it seemed like you did, and you got that car to wake up, and that's when you really were able to turn the gas on and make that run through the field.
So the funny thing is, the only adjustment that I made throughout the night is backing up my braking zones, and man, that really gave me some drive off. I think that I was maybe at a little bit of a disadvantage that last stop. I don't know if I put too much fuel and not enough fuel in as far as the balance, because that last run it was a bit tight, and I know that everyone was just giving it their all that last run, so
Absolutely.
just backing up the corners, man.
Sometimes slower is faster, and backing up that corner, allowing this car a chance to rotate really was the secret sauce for you there, and a heck of a drive. It was a lot of fun watching you fight and claw your way, and quite frankly, having to do what you needed to do within the limits of the league to make sure that you got yourself the best finish you possibly could for yourself, your team, and your sponsors, and you certainly did that. Heck of a job behind the wheel tonight. And Ryan, before I cut you loose, who do you want to thank who helps you get it done on the 77?
So yeah, I definitely want to thank all of our sponsors, our guys at Town and Country Landscape Management and Strunkworks Designs. That's just a little design gig I do, but without like the support from them, Town and Country for sure. Like I don't know if I would be out here. And along with that, my teammates at Lugnut Sim Racing, Kevin Zizek, Spence Thompson, Greg Newsom, man, they're all awesome. They really put in the time and. Let me tell you, like they really break it down for me and work with me really well. I really appreciate them.
Well, there you are, ladies and gentlemen, a solid all-team effort. Everyone putting in the time, doing the grind, and it is getting results on the racetrack. Ryan Struck comes home in that third-place position. He's going to look to carry that momentum into next week as his his campaign continues to charge on in the 2025 Xfinity side of things. Ryan, appreciate your time. Have a great evening, and we hope to speak to you again really soon.
Yes, sir. I also want to thank the all the officials at the Friday Night Lights Xfinity Series. This is one hell of a series.
Man, I could not agree with you more. This is a great series, one of a kind if you ask me, and those guys don't get enough credit, and I'm sure they'll be thankful you shouted them out. And I'm going to go ahead and put you back down in the infield care center, sir. Great interview from Ryan. We appreciate him. DJ, a man you spoke a lot about this race. Joining us now in the Tony Trapassa Memorial booth. He passed more cars than anyone out there on the racetrack tonight. He did the unthinkable. It looked like he had some type of a spell cast on the field with some of the moves he was able to make with his race car. Comes home in that second place position. DJ, you got Joseph McWhorter standing by.
Got a copy, Joseph?
Yes, sir, I do.
Man, what a race that was for you. I'll tell you what, I couldn't have drove from the back like that. That was incredible to watch. So just talk me through your race, buddy.
Yeah, we got our first stage win of the season, which was really good. That helps us in the points a lot. We came in with the points lead. I think after last week we got it to a double digit, and man, the 63 was all over us, but we were able to hold him off. I ended up getting speeding penalty on accident. I barely even touched 46 miles per hour, and it busted me for it. And luckily, a bunch of people came back down that second time, so we only restarted like I think 22nd. So we didn't have to go all the way to the back, and we just had a really darn good race car. Outlier Speedco built a rocket ship this weekend. I think that is by far the best Xfinity car I've had here in years. That was just fun.
Yeah, I was talking to Matt the whole race. I was like, man, that 73 is just good. I mean, it looked like you could take that car anywhere you wanted it. I mean, I haven't seen a car drive that good at Phoenix at all, anywhere.
Yeah, I could run any line I wanted. I could change my braking points. I could change anything that I wanted the whole race, and that's what I wanted. I mean, we made some adjustments to kind of keep up with the track temp, kind of going up and down as the day went on. There at the beginning of stage 3, I kind of decided to make a chassis adjustment on it, and I wasn't really liking that. The 63 got back around me, and he took off with that lead because I was just getting way loose. We took that back out. We put the original stuff back in and dropped the right rear by a pound, and boy, it just came back alive. We started chasing those guys down. I would have been really curious to see how the race would have ended if we would have stayed green. Whenever we pitted at lap 50, so because we were holding the 63 back at about 2 seconds, and then we kind of got hung up a little bit by the lap cars, and he started knocking a little bit of time off. But I think that would have been a really good finish right there between me and the 63 if it wasn't for them cautions.
Oh, 100%. And I gotta ask, going to the 3 on the last lap, were you thinking about using the chrome horn?
Not really. I mean, if I was closer, I would have had to really have gone in there. He missed the corner a little bit and downshifted early, and I could tell he got loose on the entry. and it was just so sudden. Like I didn't drive in there deep at all. I hit my normal braking point, and as soon as I sucked up behind him, I was gonna try and give him a nudge, but he got to the gas just in time before I could hit him. So I would have maybe tried to get him loose, but I wasn't gonna just go in there and send him.
Yeah, you would have had a redheaded stepchild on
I would
that.
have had a Daniel Hemrick I would have had a Daniel Hemrick going into that corner and
Or,
like him and yeah, whatever he won the championship with him and Austin Cindric.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, it was awesome to watch you come through the field. You were actually my pick to win. So
Ah, well
one
now I
more
know who to
question.
blame.
Hey, I was knocking on wood. You can ask Matt. I have a wood dresser over here by me, and I was sitting here knocking on it. I was like, man, don't let me jinx these boys. But yeah, it was awesome watching you run through the field. And what does this do for the rest of your season? And then I'll turn you over to Matt. Like, how does this affect your confidence? I mean, you unload fast everywhere. It seems like.
Yeah, I mean the guys at Outlier have been building really good cars. I mean, you seen the Daytona, I was able to run a line completely by myself. I mean, hell, I went from the 30s to fighting for the lead on the outside line with only one car behind me. Atlanta, I was able to lead the outside line pretty much by myself. We're bringing really fast equipment, and it's really helped my confidence. We're really scoring good points every week in the stages, and I mean that's why we have the points lead even going into tonight with no top tens or top fives. And I think that just shows just how good the Outlier Speedco guys can be going up against, Connie setups and McConey setups and everybody else with these way bigger setup shops. They've just we've been unloading lights out fast, and and it's got me feeling really good for the rest of the season. We got a lot of really good tracks for us coming up, and if the guys can keep building cars like this, I think we'll definitely be hitting victory lane a couple of times this season.
Yeah, we'll definitely be keeping our eyes on you, buddy. And Matt, he's all yours.
DJ, thank you. And Joseph, just to echo what DJ was saying, and kind of you in a sense as well, Daytona plate racing, a bad, fast race car. You said it yourself. You could almost be a one-man army out there and take on the field. We've seen that now at our second installment of that. We've been to a road course, again, a big-time factor. And here we are for the first time on the shorter track side of the spectrum, and you're doing things out there that you shouldn't be able to do in that race car. Typically when you set a race car up for Phoenix, it's going to do one thing or maybe two things really well, and you could do anything any way you wanted it to out there at any given time, and no one had an answer for it. I was dumbfounded. I couldn't believe your race car would twist and turn. I mean, you were drifting coming out of 3. I don't know how many times. And it had that back end stepped out, looking like Nitro Circus out there, and it never even seemed to affect your race car.
Yeah, it was impressive. There was a couple of times where we got real bad sideways, and we get on the pit road, and we still had 83 to 82% on the right rear on both of the stages. I mean, even at the end of that 55 lap run there, we still had 78% on that right rear tire, even with those slides. So I mean, I think that just shows just how good the guys at Outlier Speedco are. I mean, they're building some bad, fast machines.
I mean, this better than anybody. The minute you heat up that right rear tire, it's supposed to be a game over killer, especially here at a racetrack like Phoenix. It just seemed like you were immune to it. I watched you, as you said, the back end kind of step out from you a couple times. I thought there was going to be the moment we seen the performance of that race car fall off a cliff, and it just never did. So again, huge shout out to the guys working hard in the background. They got a secret formula. They're doing something. What are they putting in the water over there? I don't know, but it's working right now, and it is jiving. What happened with that penalty, or it looked like you had a penalty coming off of pit road? What was the call there? And then walk me through driving through that field.
Yeah, I think it flashed 46 miles an hour right there at where it starts to turn for the corners. So I think that's like sector 6 or 7 or
Copy.
whatever that is. And it just flashed right as I started turning left from my box, and it caught me for speeding, which I mean, it's a bummer, but it is what it is. But I mean, the good thing is whenever you have a car that can do multiple things really well. I mean, you've seen how good we could get through the field and manipulate guys and get around them and work the air around their car and just drive all the way back to the front, and ended up scoring really good points in that second stage.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. When you were hit with that penalty, did you restart outside the top 30?
No, we restarted 22nd because a
20
lot of
second.
guys, for some reason, came back down on that second lap. So it put us in front of all of the lap cars and quite a
Okay.
few lead lap cars for some reason.
Okay. Initially, when you came back out on the racetrack, I think timing and scoring had you in that 30th place position. Anyways, long story short, I was awestruck once again about how fast your car came through the field. But a little bit of a change there. So it sounds like you restarted there 22nd. So not 30th, but still, you're deep in the woods. You're packed in the hornet's nest in all that dirty air. And we covered a couple storylines, and the next thing we know, there you are in 6th. I mean, that car was just was crazy good no matter what type of situation you had it in. Clean air, dirty air, no air. It was just incredible to watch you out there. What was the difference at the very end of this race between your car and the 64? Did you just run out of time?
Yeah, we ran out of time. It was kind of a bummer. Like I said, I really wish we didn't get that caution at
Right.
lap 170 something or whatever it was. And I mean, we were keeping the 63 behind us, and we just ran out of time. I mean, we nailed that last restart perfect, as good as you
Dude,
really can.
Bro, those
And-
restarts were savage.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what
Yeah,
they were.
I was trying every trick in the book to try and get as good of a start and try and keep even with him as he could. And he was kind of showing his cards. I can kind of hear him whenever he started idling up to get ready for when he was going to go. So I was able to kind of time it off him and listening to him. So it's just, I mean, that was the biggest thing, and just nail those restarts. And yeah, we just ran out of time. I got a little bit tight. We fired off those first 2 restarts like a little bit tight, and then I started running that middle line instead of all the way up by the wall like you guys see me do most of the night. And then as soon as Mark mentioned, he's like, "Man, you got through it way better that time." I just start running that, and you've seen how quickly I can get back to that 64's back bumper. So, yeah, it's a bummer, but I think it's at the end of the day, a second place is nothing to hold your nose at.
Absolutely not. That was so fun to watch from the broadcast side of things. I mean, Hollywood couldn't have scripted that any better. And then to just watch you do what you did behind the wheel of that race car, your talent obviously on display. Everything, your speed shop, the guys working so hard, and you hit the nail on the head. They're not McConey, they're not Connie, they're not Watson, as big as they are. But look at the effort they're putting in, and they are showing up, and they are making a statement on a big-time stage. And couldn't be happier for you guys. Before I turn you loose, Joseph, who do you want to thank who helps you get it done on the 73? The floor is yours.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank Red Camel Racing. They've been an awesome partner of mine for many years. They make amazing race gear, fire suits, helmets, shoes, you name it, they have it. Go check them out at redcamelracing.com. Outlier Speed Co., like I've already talked about, super fast setups every week. Johnny Avila and the boys, you get to see Johnny Avila racing in this league, and he's just bad fast anywhere he goes. He's just got something working over there. So go check them out. It's outlierspeedco.com. All the guys for putting on an awesome race. All the lap cars for being really respectful tonight. I think that was a really good product of a short track race. I want to thank Mark Whitley, my spotter tonight, Driven Motorsports, my teammates, all of them for all the hard work that they give me and being here each and every week to do the spotting and crew chiefing. You guys for putting on the awesome broadcast each and every week. The admins for all their hard work. I know it's definitely not easy whenever you have guys being mad at each other, but they definitely do really good work. And I'm really ready for next week. I kind of forgot where we are. I do this every darn time. I'll look at the schedule and
Hey,
forget.
Don't change it. It's working.
Right, I know. Next week we're at Miami. That should be a good racetrack for us as well. So hopefully we can get another good finish and be up here talking with you guys again next week.
Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. His driver's slogan says, "I wanna." Well, he is going fast each and every time he loads up on the racetrack. Tonight, it was almost biblical what he was able to do with his race car with the help of a dedicated team working behind him. The Mad Magician, once again, passes more cars in competition than anybody, comes all the way back to a second-place finish, has all the momentum and the big-time support from all of his partners, family, friends, and his team. That's Joseph McWhorter. Pleasure speaking with you. Have a great rest of your evening, and we look forward to watching you out there on the racetrack next Friday night, sir.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Looking forward to talking to you guys next Friday.
DJ, I always appreciate a good interview and someone that is just open and honest. And what an interview there from McWhorter. You can hear the emotion, you can hear the excitement, and that was unfiltered. And man, it doesn't get any better than that when you have a driver that's just not afraid to hold back and just let it out. And I could not be happier for him. And you can tell he is vibing right now. He is riding it. And hopefully this fire, whatever they got going, I don't have that kind of mojo, that's for certain.
I know he may not have come from 30th like he thought, but that's still a tall task here. Passing that many cars
against this field? Are you kidding me?
These are good cars too. Every single one of them.
Like I always say, there's not one driver in this 37-car field that took the green flag that can't win a race any given Sunday or any given Friday night. 22 cars, what he did in that amount of time, that is incredible. That doesn't happen. I mean, your tires should be destroyed doing that. And yet there he was, putting up some of the fastest laps of the race when I mean, he used and abused those Goodyear Eagles. Incredible. We got one more interview to do here, DJ. We're 2 down, 1 to go.
I can't wait to see this guy's reaction.
Joining us now in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth, your winner tonight from Phoenix, standing by with DJ Daniel, Charles Velaquez. Welcome to the Tony Trapasso Memorial booth. How are you doing, my man?
Hey guys, doing pretty good. That was a really fun race.
Fun. I think we were trying to find a better word than fun, but you hit the nail on the head. That race had everything from the drop of the green flag, and we just couldn't seem to get going. And then, boy, once we got going, that 64 Conti sponsored Chevrolet was fast in the early going. It seemed to maybe fall off a little bit, but you were able to bring that car back to life. And then you just went beast mode in the final stages of that race, winning restart after restart, holding off some of the fastest cars in the field and able to come across the start-finish line first. What a drive. What a statement from your team. Walk me through your race tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it. Started out interesting. Gave myself a speeding penalty after the first stage, running, I think, third behind Bryson and Joseph. So got the experience coming from the back, and that was an adventure for sure. But yeah, just trying to keep myself patient. I was a little frustrated with myself, giving myself that penalty because I knew I was in a really good spot. Just really following Bryson and Joseph around that first stage. So just kept myself, not too mad. Just really trying to tell myself just pace, just make laps, long race, and needed to make a little bit of adjustments to the car. I was a little bit off from where I ran in the pistols this week. So other than that, though, it was really fun. It's been a minute since I've done something like this, full length race, and a lot of this group of guys were really clean. Me and Ryan had a little bit of a little tagging match for a few laps when I caught him early. That was fun. We talked about that. We laughed about it after. Other than that, though, yeah, those getting up to the lead, got really lucky with that yellow around, I think it was 30 to go.
Yes, sir.
I think I had maybe about a lap or so left to gas, so that really kind of saved the race for me. And then
wait a minute. I'm sorry to cut you off. Pause. Hit the brakes. When that caution came out, you had less than a lap of fuel remaining on the telemetry.
Yeah, it had just hit 1.2 when the yellow came out, so I quickly shut it off, clutched it, and just prayed I made it to the pit road.
That sometimes you got to take risk in these races, right? You got to make decisions, risk versus reward. And you had the lug nuts to say, I'm going full-blown high-stakes Las Vegas mode, and someone threw up a prayer and answered it. That is incredible. So at that moment, another lap goes by. You're out of go fast. You're coming down pit road, and you're gonna get mired back you're gonna get mired back throughout the running order.
Yeah, I mean, once I was in the back, when that long run happened, I figured the only way that I would have a chance to get back, at least in the top 10, would be to just run it out and hope for a yellow. Because with the tire fall off being kind of minimal here, once we get laps, it's hard to pass. I mean, I was had a lot of fun racing some guys, but it was frustrating because I knew I was faster, but I just could not get enough drive because all the tires pretty much equaled out. But yeah, me and Ryan, we gambled and it paid off for both of us.
I'm thankful that you brought that to our attention and on this broadcast. And DJ and I said throughout the course of this race, the person that wins may be the one that decides to gamble, go the distance and throw a gamble on the table when it's going to matter the most. And you certainly were willing to take that risk. And here you are. And the last question I have for you, getting into overtime and these restarts. Restart after restart, you caught these guys on the snooze button. How were you able to execute and get that Chevrolet to launch each and every time?
Can't give too much away, but really just
understand. I respect that.
Sure, yeah. Just making sure. I mean, it's tough with it being in a corner. Thankfully, the tires weren't super old. I know they were hot because we were driving them pretty hard for those 10 or 15 laps I think we had before those green white checkers. But really just trying to keep it straight as straight as I could in the corner to try to get the best jump. And I got them all but that last restart. Joseph hung with me there on that last one, and that got me a little worried going into those last couple laps because my biggest trouble spot was in turn 3. That's where I was giving him time to get to me. So I really didn't want him to stick with me there on that last one, but it made it fun for sure.
Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Charles Velquez Jr. goes bigger and better than everyone else in competition. Goes full-blown high-stakes Las Vegas mode. Not afraid to roll the dice. He gets an answered prayer, a Hail Mary in the fourth quarter, if you will, late in the game. Gets the caution flag, able to put much-needed fuel in his vehicle, and then invokes beast mode, holds off a star-studded lineup through multiple overtime restarts, ultimately holding off Joseph McWhorter and coming across the start-finish line first, winning a thriller here in Phoenix. That is Charles Velquez Jr. Thanks for joining us up here in the booth. Thanks for your time, and we look forward to speaking with you again really soon, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for putting this on for us.
Hey, we appreciate it. Thanks for being out there in competition, man, driving like that. I mean, you guys are really the stars. We're just hanging on for the ride with you. And it's fun to be here. We love what you guys do out there on the racetrack, bud.
You keep me mad on the edge of our seats.
That is for sure.
Every week.
Well, good. Hopefully keep that going the next few weeks.
I'm sure you guys will. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put you down in the infield care center, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. 3 interviews, and I don't think other than him not wanting to give away his secrets on those restarts, and I get that and I respect it. About as honest and about as real as you could possibly ask for, DJ.
I'll tell you what, that car had a whole lot of boogie in it, getting up through the gears, didn't it?
It looked, and I know I use this term a lot, and that's just because, and I don't really use this a lot of other leagues, but 1,000 horsepower and all-wheel drive underneath that Chevrolet. And I know it's a 2-wheel drive with an H pattern, but it looked like a DCT with 1,000 horsepower and all-wheel drive. Every time he took off, that car, you didn't see one bit of wheel spin. It was just gone.
Yeah, right.
And every time he needed some help on the racetrack, he got it. And how about the fuel mileage play? Less than a lap or a lap remaining. If that caution did not come out when it did, it was game over as far as being the first one across the start-finish line.
Sometimes it all works out, and sometimes it don't. But, that's what's awesome about racing.
You know,
sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and you just have to have the mental toughness to realize, we're
it's,
still in this thing, or
we were
you're not. Yeah, you're not running like you should or whatever, but you keep your nose down, you keep your head in it, and what do you know? You wind up with a win.
Sometimes you just need a little bit of a higher power to help you gain that advantage when the competition is this good. And Charles had a Hail Mary answered at the end of this thing. He's going to hold off a Fast and Furious Joseph McWhorter. Ryan Struck, that's your podium. Is that now officially wraps up post-race interviews here on Redline Racing Network. Want to take a moment to thank all of you for who tuned in this evening. There is a good amount of you. I appreciate that. If you could please support the cause, smash the like button, ring the bell. That way you'll get notified each and every time Friday Night Lights Xfinity Series dials up the octane for all the high flat, high octane racing action on the racetrack. You won't miss a lick of it from the green flag to the checkered flag right here on Redline Racing Network. And as the late, great Tony Trapasso used to say, as you walk down the road of life this week, do us all a favor, don't play in traffic, and we'll see you next time right here on Redline Racing Network. Good night, everybody.